friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nurmal here, and in this video we're going to compare two smartphones below the 20,000 price segment. We have the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, which is priced 16,500 rupees, and we also have the Poco X2, which is priced 16,999. So these two devices were priced lower, but because of the GST price increase, now the prices are 16,500 and 16,999. So which of them is the best option right now? So that's what a lot of you have been asking us. So in this video we'll analyze all the aspects and see which is the better overall package and which one should you buy. So let's get started. So we have the two devices. So we can see that this is the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max with the 64 megapixel camera, while we have the Poco X2 again with the 64 megapixel camera. So let's start with a comparison. So first step, let's have a look at the design and build quality. Now looking at the design aspect of these two phones, the front panel design looks quite similar, but the notch is kind of different. You can see that we have a notch at the center on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, while we have on the side panel it's a dual punch hole notch on the Poco X2 with the dual camera. Now the bottom chin is quite similar and the side bezels are also quite similar. Now the back panel design is kind of completely different. Both the devices have a kind of unique design. So it's very difficult to say which is better looking. It's more of a personal choice. Some might like this camera layout, while few might like the Poco's camera layout. Both are kind of unique, so we leave to viewers to decide which one looks better in terms of the overall finishing. Now the build quality wise, again both are made of glass finishing, so both look really premium. Both have the Gorilla Glass protection as well, so both are well protected in terms of the design and build quality aspect. So in terms of design and build quality, we would say it's more of a tie here, but again personal choices matter, so you can decide based on which looks better for you. Now next is the display. So both the devices come with a Full HD plus resolution display, but the differentiating aspect between these two devices is the refresh rate. While the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max has the regular 60 Hz refresh rate, you get the double the refresh rate on the Poco X2 with the 120 Hz refresh rate. So that's one thing which is really important. The 120 Hz refresh rate definitely gives it a slightly smoother experience. So that's one feature which Poco has, the 120 Hz refresh rate. Now most of your smartphones are coming with higher refresh rate even for the mid-range or the budget segment, and Poco is one of those smartphones which offer 120 Hz refresh rate. So in terms of display aspect, we would pick the Poco X2. Now having said that, the display on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max is also pretty good. It's a good well-built device in terms of the display performance, good colors, good brightness levels as well, but the refresh rate is something which defines the Poco X2. 120 Hz refresh rate definitely is the better choice here. Now moving on to the software. Now both the devices have MIUI on top of Android 10. Now there is a difference in the MIUI. We have the MIUI, the regular MIUI 11 on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, while we have the MIUI for Poco. So this is not much of a difference here. You can see that MIUI Global 11.0.7 is the version running on the Poco X2, while we have the MIUI 11.0.2 on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. Now the difference here is that MIUI launcher has an app drawer. You can see this is the app drawer, while we have multiple home screens on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. But this isn't a major difference because you can download the Poco launcher on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max as well. Now in terms of the UI performance, we found the MIUI for Poco much better in terms of the overall performance, especially in app management and memory management. Memory management was better on the Poco X2 when compared to the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. So we would pick the Poco X2 in terms of the software experience. Now next is the performance and gaming. Now if you look at the processor, both the devices have different processor, but they are from the same 700 series. We have the 720G, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, while we have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 730G on the Poco X2. So on paper there isn't much of a difference in terms of 720G and 730G. It's kind of minor difference, not much to affect the performance. So both are equally good. Even in terms of the gaming experience as well, we did not see any sort of major differences. So both did a really good job. So gaming performance is equally good on both the phones. So neither of them are a clear winner in terms of the performance and gaming. Now next is the cameras. So both the devices have 64 megapixel cameras. Here we have the Samsung's GW1 sensor, while we have the Sony's IMX686 sensor, which is one of the really powerful or rather efficient sensors available out there in terms of the camera capabilities, and one of the few smartphones to use the Sony's new 64 megapixel 686 sensor. And here in terms of the camera experience, both have an ultra wide angle camera, macro sensor, depth sensor. In terms of the front camera, we have a dual camera setup on the POCO X2. It's a 20 plus 2 megapixel dual camera, while we have a 32 megapixel camera on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. Now we have done a detailed camera review of these two smartphones and also camera comparison of these two phones. So we found that the camera on the POCO X2 was a tad better overall in terms of the experience. Both did a really good job in terms of sub 20k price segment, but the POCO X2 is the winner, especially in low light performance and also better selfie experience. The POCO X2 emerged as a winner. So here are some samples we have taken with these two devices, but you can also check out the video available in the description, where we have done a detailed camera comparison of these two smartphones. Now finally, the battery performance and the charging. Now we have a 33 watt charger on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, and we have a 27 watt charger on the POCO X2. Now both the chargers take almost like 70 minutes to charge the smartphones. We have a slightly larger capacity 5020 mAh capacity battery on the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, while we have a 4500 mAh capacity battery on the POCO X2. Now charging is again something which is really good on both the phones, 33 watt and 27 watt. Not much of a difference, but both are equally good. Now in terms of battery performance, this is one area where the Redmi Note 9 Pro takes the lead with really stellar battery life, while on the POCO X2 it isn't bad, but we have seen a lot of people complaining about the battery issues. The battery drain seems to be slightly on the higher side. Although we have not noticed on our unit, so this unit did not have any sort of battery drain issues, but we are hearing a lot of people complaining about the battery drain issue. So that issue actually exists, and maybe you can switch to 60 Hz if you feel that the battery is draining a lot. So in terms of the battery performance, the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max is the winner. So now summing up, which is the better device to buy here? So that's a really difficult choice to make, because if you look at the aspects and overall performance, both are equally or well balanced. Now if you look at the individual aspect, the design and build quality exactly same, so we will say it's a tie. Display goes to POCO, software and experience goes to POCO, performance is equally good, camera goes to POCO, charging is again similar, and battery performance goes to Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. So overall in terms of the aspect, now if you look at the pricing, 16500 is what you pay for the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, while 16999 is what you pay for the POCO X2. So looking at this aspect, probably our pick would be the POCO X2. So even if you're spending additional 500, you get that 120 Hz refresh rate and a better cameras overall and the better software experience. The MIUI for POCO is better than the regular MIUI. So those things combined, even though there is a battery drain issue, even though all these combined issues and features, we would be slightly inclined to choose the POCO X2 here. Having said that, the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max is almost as close as the POCO X2, as I said before, but probably for the additional camera experience and also the 120 Hz refresh rate, we would pick the POCO X2. So that was a detailed comparison of the POCO X2 with the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.